But as you can see, it's a really low grade red oak, guys. See all that sapwood right there? Yeah, because I go inside the shop and hit the button and it opens up perfect. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. Guys, I'm having one of those mornings and you all know what I'm talking about. Let me show you. So the first problem is the water department was supposed to came 3 days ago to check that meter way over there in the new cattle lot, and guess what? They've not shown up, won't call me back, won't do nothing. I don't know what the problem is there. That's problem number one. The rooster over there crowing, that's always a problem when I'm videoing. And here's my problem right now. This brand new garage door, I had this installed back in November. So this door right here, and that door over there, that one's manual, this one goes on a motor. Cost me about $5,000 for both of them. They were expensive. And the outside keypad quit working. I've changed the batteries 3 times this morning, will not work. And Horman, they say it's a good brand. I don't know. I just called the door company. They're going to come out next week and replace this and see what's going on with it. But I don't know why it won't work. The button inside right there works just fine, and the little keypad works fine also. But just one of those mornings, guys. One of those mornings. So today I'm loading up the chainsaws. I'm going to pick up Dad. We're going to head over to Virginia and work on that hurricane relief project that we started in December. We've been over there several times since then, but I've not videoed actually been over there since December. I think the last time I took you guys with me was right before Christmas. So anyways, let's load up the chainsaws and get on the road and pick up Dad and head over to Virginia. You guys hang in there. Should be a pretty good day. Now in a previous video, some of you guys asked me about this little contraption that I built for the chainsaws to be in the truck bed. Works really good, but I'm going to change 1 or 2 things on it to make it even better. But this works good. It keeps your chainsaws from rattling around in your truck bed and sliding everywhere. The hatefulest cat on YouTube with us today. Mama, come here. I'll tell you what, I had the camera pointing the other direction just a minute ago and she was all over me. When I point the camera at her, she walks away. Hatefulest cat on YouTube right there. And she's the nastiest. She gets in dirt and wallers around like a pig. My goodness, Mama, the world's watching you, and what are you doing? Wallering in the dirt. But anyways, this right here does work really good, but I am going to do some improvements to it to make it a little bit better. I'll do that on a future video. All it is a 4x4 and 2 2x4s underneath it, and some curves sawed into it for the chain bars to set in. Pretty simple. So I think today we'll take the 500i with us. This is my favorite saw. And the 400C. This is another good saw right here. And we'll take the little battery powered saw. This one right here, guys, will get you out of a jam in a hurry. So that's the lineup for the day. I got a new chain on the 400. The 500i has that chain I used the other day, but I'll take a replacement with me. And I could put some more saws on that 4x4 if I cut my curves closer together. On my next one, I'm going to do that, but it works good. I mean, it keeps them in there, keeps them from racking around the bed. If you have any kind of work where you're taking your chainsaws out in a truck to a job site, I would build one of those. And like I said, guys, here in a few days, I'm going to build a better one. I've got an idea on how I'm going to wedge it in there so it doesn't move. All right, in this little Milwaukee milk crate, we got some fuel. Should have enough in there for the day. And some bar oil. We got my favorite axe, the Grand Force Brooks American Felon axe. My favorite adze of all time. I take it with me everywhere I go when I go on a job site like this. And inside this little Milwaukee pack out, I've got wedges, I've got a first aid kit, extra chains, chainsaw tools, extra batteries for the battery saw, etc., etc. And I'll need to stop down there at the sawmill and get a cant hook. All right, let's try one more time, see if I can close this door from the outside. Well, looky there. It worked that time. My goodness. Just my luck. All right, friends, I just pulled up to Dad's. We'll pick him up. We'll head over to Virginia, and I'm running behind because the water department finally called me about the time I was leaving. So I had to talk to them for a little bit. So I'm going to load him up. We'll get to Virginia and start cutting down some trees. Or actually cutting up some logs. That sounds better. Well, I was getting ready to leave, and the water department finally called because I'm trying to get that meter checked out so we could put the cows. And and they were supposed to come Tuesday. Didn't come Wednesday. It was supposed to come Wednesday. Supposed to come yesterday.
And it came today.
Still ain't came.
Still ain't come today.
Every time I've called down there, I've talked to somebody different. Nobody knows who I am. So it's been one of those days. So we just call and call and call.
Yeah.
But
I know. I like to deal with the same person in a situation all the time. I never like to swap around.
Well, they're supposed to check it today and mark the rest of the utilities. They didn't mark one of the roads either.
Didn't they?
No, so hopefully they'll come over there. But that's why I'm running behind. I like to never got over here. Something just kept on happening. And the garage door on the new shop wouldn't open. The outside opener wouldn't work. It was something just the whole time.
Rains and pours, though.
The whole time. All right, guys, as you can see, me and Dad went ahead and got to work once we got out here since I was running behind today. And I didn't bring the mini skid steer with me. We're gonna bring it back in the morning. I didn't really have time to load it up. I should have loaded it up the night before, but there's lessons learned right there. I'll go ahead and load it up tonight, and then tomorrow we'll bring it back out here. But real fast, let me show you guys this project in case you're new to this channel and what we're doing out here. We are in Midway, Virginia, which is located in Southwest Virginia. I should have said Southwest Virginia. That sounds a whole lot easier. But anyways, let me show you. All right, guys, this is an elderly couple's farm. I'm not sure how much land they have out here, but they have a lot. They got some woods. Over here's the pasture. They got several cows up there on the hill where Dad's at working. And last fall, when Hurricane Helene came through, it rained over here for several days before Helene even got here, and it really moistened up the ground. And due to that and all the wind, it uprooted all this timber back here, guys. Check this out. Completely uprooted every one of these trees that are down. Didn't break any of them at the top, it just uprooted them. That's a large poplar right there. And look at that. That's amazing right there. That took some force, but that wet ground really made this happen, I think, in my opinion. So a lot of people saw the news last fall over in Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, and places with all the storm damage, and that stuff was for real, and it's terrible down here. There's still a lot of messes to be cleaned up, and a lot of people lost their lives, unfortunately. But one thing people don't know is several days before the hurricane got here, we had like 2 or 3 days of rain, like non-stop, inches of rain, and that's what made it so much worse. If it wouldn't have rained for those several days before the storm got here, I don't think it would have been half as bad as it was. So we're up here on this project. We started this last December. Me and Dad's been up here several times since then. I've just not videoed every time I came over here so we could get some stuff done. And we're helping this couple clean this mess up, cut some firewood, and get some decent red oak saw logs out of this. Got probably maybe 10 or 12 logs on the ground right now and a whole bunch of firewood over there. I brought the firewood splitter over here the last time and we split for probably 4 or 5 hours. Now our goal with this project is harvest the firewood, cut up all the saw logs, then bring the Wood-Mizer LT35 over here that's back at my place and saw this lumber up and give it away to local farmers who need to rebuild farms because of this terrible storm. We're also giving the firewood away. We got 2 piles up right now. I think somebody's supposed to come get here in a few minutes, hopefully. But anyways, that's what this project is about. I'm not making money off this project. I'm not selling the lumber, the firewood, nothing like that. It's all going back to people that need it. Now this project is sponsored by Steel Chainsaws. They supplied these chainsaws that we're using. Wood-Mizer, they supplied the sawmill that we'll be bringing over here, and also Bommalite because they sent that skid steer down here for us to bring over here and get these logs out of the woods. So a big shout out to those 3 companies. I really appreciate your all's help, and the people around here do also. So right now, Dad is up there on the hill working on making us a trail to some more trees. And I got some red oak down here. And if you recall, back in December, this is when I made that terrible mistake when I was trying to butt that log right there. It split on me and just made a mess. I got 1 saw log out of it, but that one right there will be firewood. So I'm not fooling with it yet. And that one I was cutting earlier is rotted in the middle. That's why I was doing firewood on it. See if I can step over this log without tripping. So now I'm gonna move on to this red oak right here and see if we can get some decent 8-foot saw logs out of it and probably some firewood out there toward the end. And just keep working my way back, guys, because right behind this one is a big old poplar right there. And that is a good sized poplar. Man, it's big. That's gonna be a really nice 2 or 3 saw logs for the Wood-Mizer. And when I did the original video back in December, I put a donation button down in the video description. And you guys really knocked it out of the park on that. We got several donations to help us out on this, and I really appreciate it. All that money's paying for the equipment that comes over here, the fuel, the chains, the time, the gas, all that stuff to get these people out of this mess pretty much. So thank you guys very much. And if you want to give toward that again, or you want to give for the first time, there's a link down below to a PayPal button, and all those proceeds will come back over here and help us get this job done. Thanks in advance. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's get the 500i started back up and cut some logs out of this tree and see what we can get. Sounds like Dad's going to town up there with that 400C. That 500i, guys, is cutting really good today. I took the rakers down on that chain the other day, and that right there made the difference with that grinder. It's cutting really good now. All right, friends, we cut up that red oak. I got 3 logs so far. I'll have some more actually once I get rid of this mess. I've got a red oak on top of it, and then this large poplar back here as well. It's on top of that, so the poplar will be up next. But I got 3 logs out of it, and they're kind of an oval shape. You can see right here. I had a split right there on the bottom on my plunge cut. It didn't hold like I thought it would, but that's okay. It only goes in there a couple of inches, so we'll cut that off for the next log. But as you can see, it's a really low-grade red oak, guys. See all that sapwood right there? You know, the pith is all centered. Very terrible shape right there, but it will make for some good barn lumber. And that's what most of this lumber is going to be used for local barns and sheds and stuff like that. So stuff like this is ideal for that. We'll get some nice 2x4s, 2x6s, and some pretty nice siding out of it. So up next, guys, I need to work on this poplar because like I said, it's kind of weighting down those 2 oaks over there. And I should get 2 8-foot logs out of this bottom section, and man, they are good size. They're maybe 28, 26-inch diameter right here. Good size poplar, and just like the rest of them, it uprooted because of the storm. Look at that root ball over there. And there's a small chance, I don't know if I get to this today or not. We're actually just about done. Dad's got somewhere to be in about 30 minutes. Whenever I make this cut down here on the bottom, that root ball could fall back in its place. That'll make for some pretty cool video footage if that happens. So like I said, Dad's got to be somewhere in about half an hour, so I think I'll trim up this poplar just a little for a few minutes and get it ready, because tomorrow we'll cut this one down to size and we'll bring the mini skid steer over here and move some of these logs around.